Hello, today I want to talk about the darker side of YouTube woodworking. We all have our nice workshops full of fancy tools, but then there's the bits we don't show you. For me, it's my shed. I can barely get in here. It's a state in here and I'm sick of it. So, time to actually try and sort this out. I think if I can get all the wood that's just sat around on the floor out of here, because I've got some racking that has things like tins of paint and backup wood glue, and that can all stay in here. A little bit of white paint left, so I think I might give the workshop a little refresh. There, I think I've got a nice area clear in here now, but I need to get it all back in neatly. Some things I get away without going back into the workshop because I built myself some new storage. And get bits in here which I'm not going to use very often, and it doesn't really matter if they get wet. The paint can go round to go in the workshop, and I'll do that in a bit. The rest of the stuff is going to have to go back in. I've got the back wall clear, and you can see I've got two types of racking here. Now the trouble is when you're buying racking is it all looks the same, but it's not. I found a piece of this racking on the floor. It's one of the centre support things. It just goes on with a few little tabs, but they just loosen and fall off over time. So we come to another dilemma of the YouTube woodworker, the need to make everything. I often feel because I make videos, I have to make everything and never buy anything. I feel the dilemma comes down to three questions. Will it be cheaper to make it than build it? For this, definitely not. Will it fit my needs better? I don't think it will. And am I interested in doing it? Well, no, I'm not. I'm not interested in this project because in my two previous workshops I built wooden racking, and when I moved from both of them I left it there because it was all fixed and wasn't modular. So I'm not interested in doing it again, and the previous stuff didn't really fit my needs when moving. If you buy some racking, you have the dilemma of, is it going to be any good? I showed you that stuff I had and it was rubbish, but I saw a friend's stuff and they had the Toughman range, so I've ordered some of that. This is not sponsored, it just looked better quality, slightly more expensive than the very cheapest stuff you can get, but if it doesn't fall apart, it's worth it. So I'm going to get this put together. Another factor that I probably didn't think of is the fact that I can get this put together in 10 minutes. In fact, I've got two of them, so say 20 minutes for the two. As if I was to build them, I'd probably spend a day on it. I built them around the front of the workshop just because there's a reasonably flat bit of concrete there, and the shed is a bit too small to do it. There we go, in the corner, just got to put the wooden shelves on. So that's one rack in. I think we'll get it filled up and then we'll get the other one in. Okay, that is one filled up, so let's go and get the other one. Right, 2 in, get this one filled up. I've got most of the stuff back on the racking and it's starting to look good in there now, or better anyway. Oh, that was hard work, but I think it's looking much better in here now. The trouble is, I said about painting the workshop, so after stripping this all out, I'm going to have to strip out the back of the workshop so I can get that painted. I forgot all my gardening tools still need to go back in there, but let's get this painted and then we'll sort those afterwards. Unfortunately, coming back in here, it's another one of those jobs where you've got to strip everything out and make it look worse before you can start making it look better again. Initially, I didn't want everything painted white in here, but then I put up my chisel racks and my pigeonholes, so I think I've added a lot of character in here, and this, I think, will brighten it up a little, and it will use up this little bit of paint I have left, which will get rid of the tub from the shed. That's known as a win-win. I'm going to build up 2 coats, maybe 3 of this, so I'll spare you watching paint dry, and we'll come back when it's all done. Hopefully that'll be the final coat, so whilst I'm waiting for that to dry, I'm just going to load up some tools and we'll go and try and sort out those garden tool storage. What I'm thinking is I have the tools along this window wall, so I've got a piece of wood that's going to go this length. I'm going to get that cut down just as a support to screw things onto. I need a second piece of wood for all those bits to hang off, so I have some pallet wood here. I think a bit of this will do nicely. I'll get my tools arranged on here where I want them, and then I can mark out where I'm going to need to drill some holes. I have some different size hole saws that should fit on the shaft of these tools perfectly. So I'm going to get them chucked up in the drill and then drill through on all these marks I've made. How I like to drill holes with a hole saw is go halfway through one side, then I can flip the board over and drill through from the other side, meeting up the 2 holes, and then I get a nice clean hole with no blowout. I've got the holes in, but there's no way of getting the tools into the holes. So I need to cut along to them. So I've marked out, now I'm going to grab the saw and make the cuts. There, so I've got my 2 bits of wood. One that all the tools are going to fit in, and the other one that's going to be my batten. So these 2 need screwing together now. Okay, let's get this up in the shed. Time to get this filled up. You think you're done, you find more bits to hang, but it's good, gets them all out of the way. That's good. Everything neat and tidy. I'm actually can stand in the shed now and get to everything. Not the most exciting project, but sometimes you just need these life admin kind of weeks of sorting things out. And now maybe I won't be so ashamed of my dirty little secret of a shed.